What up, ninjas? It was inevitable. And what is a ninja without the animal companion? Well, it's the ninja, obviously, but no animal companion. It was only a matter of time. The dog needs a bath. Yep. Sorry, Angel. You hear that bath water? It's not for me. It's for you. You look so sad. Starting tomorrow through Saturday, the videos are going to be kind of short. Because I don't know how well the internet works through these conditions yet. So, just telling you beforehand. What's better than soda? The occasional juice pouch. I want to read you guys a little story. Now, I wrote this a few years ago. I thought since it had horror aspects, might as well read it, right? The story is called Revenge. I never asked for this to happen. I never wanted this life. Hi, my name is Jake Hinter. I was always a skeptic of the supernatural. I just thought it was so stupid, and it never really made any sense to me. My story started out innocent enough, until that fateful day, my life changed forever. Do you want to go do something fun, Jake? Asked Robbie. We aren't going to kidnap bad children, are we? Said Jake. Well, there goes 2 hours of my life gone. There's such a rush. It's why I do it, said Robbie. Jake is silent and questions himself why he even hangs out with Robbie. Hey man, you need to cheer up. Let's do something stupid. That always makes me feel better, said Robbie. Is that why you abduct fat children and leave them in the ghetto to fend for themselves, said Jake. I don't really know why. It just bothers me that kids are that fat, said Robbie. You are a very confused person, you know that? Said Jake. Come on, bro. Let's get drunk, said Robbie. Those are the smartest words to come out of your mouth all day, said Jake. Yeah, thanks. Wait. What do you mean, said Robbie. Jake and Robbie go down to the liquor store. The only one that was open was Cheapy's Tavern. They bought their booze and left. Hey bro, can I drive? Said Robbie. Sure. That gives me a reason to drink. Ha, bitch, no drinking and driving for you, motherfucker, said Jake as he laughed. Robbie drove out of town for about an hour and a half, and Jake didn't bother to ask where they were going until they turned into the woods. Hey bro, where are we going? Said Jake. To my special place. I come here from time to time to think about things, said Robbie. Jake and Robbie walk about an hour from where they parked to a small cabin. When Jake entered the cabin, it had its usual decor. A fireplace, a nice wooden stove. It even had some exercise equipment. All was fine and good, until Jake noticed. Along with the exercise equipment, there was also chains on the wall. What's with the chains on the wall? Said Jake. They're for weight training, said Robbie. Well, if you're using those chains as part of a workout, it surely is paying off, said Jake. Thanks. Not a lot of people notice, said Robbie. Jake noticed the fireplace was smoldering, and the whole cabin smelled like sweat and death. Ugh. Open a window or something. This place smells like an unholy funk, said Jake. You'll get used to it, said Robbie. Ugh. I will sure as hell try. Other than the stench of this place, it's pretty nice, said Jake. Jake and Robbie popped back a few beers. But since Jake drank earlier, he was a little more far off than Robbie. Hey Jake, how long have we been friends and roommates? Said Robbie. I would say for about 3 years now, said Jake. I feel like I can tell you things I can't tell nobody else, said Robbie. Thanks, man. That means a lot to me. I am truly touched, said Jake. Jake, close your eyes and give me your hand, said Robbie. Haha, okay, but no homo, said Jake. Robbie held Jake's hand and led him into the backyard of the cabin. It had a fairly huge drop of a ravine and a swank little river running through it. Okay, Open your eyes, said Robbie. Dude, this view is amazing, said Jake. Yeah, but look into the ravine, said Robbie. Jake looked into the ravine and saw several decaying bodies, most of them gray and bloated already. Whoa! What the fuck, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you? Screamed Jake. This is my biggest secret. Don't tell anyone, or you're next, said Robbie, threatening Jake. Okay, you got it. Jeez, I live with a fucking psychopath, Jake thought to himself. As Jake and Robbie were walking through the woods, Jake started feeling uneasy. It could have been that horrid sight of the ravine creeping into his mind, but felt like he was being watched. Come on, bro, let's get out of here and quick, said Jake. Fine, you fucking pussy, said Robbie. Jake and Robbie go back to the apartment, and all was quiet for a few days. Jake could not even talk to Robbie, so he was quiet. And not that awkward kind of quiet, but the kind of eerie kind of quiet when you know some real shit is about to go down. It was on the fourth night that Jake was starting to have feelings of being watched at his own apartment. That is also when he started to have nightmares. It all started with small noises, like rats scratching the walls. But when he listened closer, they sounded human. Okay. Deep breath, Jake. What you saw was terrifying, but there's no way anything malicious followed you home, said Jake. Jake closed his eyes and opened them and saw a spot of what looked like blood on the wall. Jake thought nothing of this and cleaned it up. The next night, he started hearing chains rattling and faint moaning. He went to sleep, but woke up the next day feeling more tired than usual. Bro, you look like shit. Did you get any sleep last night? Said Robbie. Yeah, but barely. I'm going to the coffee shop to meet up with Sean and Kale. I'll see you later, said Jake. Jake drove off to the coffee shop down on Central Street, still half awake, and met up with his friends and sat down at the table. Can I take your orders? Said the waitress. Just coffee for me, ma'am, thanks, said Jake. Nothing for me, said Sean. Can I get a beer? Said Kale. This is a coffee diner. We don't serve beer, said the waitress. Bummer. Okay. I will have a double shot espresso with caramel macchiato and go easy on the foam, said Kale. Sean and Jake look at Kale. What? I like sweet things as much as the next guy, said Kale. Bro, are you okay? You don't look so well, said Kale. Yeah, I guess. It's just that I've been having these vivid nightmares and it's really starting to mess with me, said Jake. What kind of nightmares? Said Sean. Well, I guess it all started off with something too horrible to describe over the weekend. I tried to block it out, but it's been creeping into my head little by little, said Jake. Well, did anything strange happen to you? Said Kale. Here are your coffees, said the waitress. Thanks, said Kale. When Jake looked up at her, her skin was gray and had dried blood where her eyes were supposed to be. Jake flinched and started to stare into his coffee. Dude, you look pale as shit. You look like you've seen a fucking ghost, said Kale and Sean. As Jake was looking into his drink, it all started to ripple as his hands were shaking when he was about to pick it up and drink it. There was a flash of bright lights, and he heard a terrifying, blood-curdling scream in his ear. Jake looked around and saw a small boy at the age of 10, holding a bloody teddy bear. One of its eyes were hanging by its thread, and its arm was coming off, with its stuffing showing. The boy had on blue shorts and a yellow shirt, dirtied by blood, sweat, and tears. His body was gray and had no eyes, only empty eye sockets. Jake picked up his coffee and threw it at the illusion and snapped back into reality. What was that, bro? You're making a scene, said Kale. Is everything okay? Back home, said Sean. Jake heard Robbie's voice in his head of his threat. Yeah, everything is fine, said Jake. Jake finished up his drink and went back home to try to get some sleep because the coffee had calmed his nerves down. Soon after arriving at his apartment, he had to take a shit. Hey, what's up, bro? Said Robbie. Jake quickly took off his shoes and darted straight for the bathroom. As soon as he took his off his pants, a massive stream of shit came out. "Oh my god, that feels so much better," said Jake. As Jake sat there on the toilet, breathing and regaining his composure, he fell asleep. The bathroom lights started to flicker on and off, and the toilet paper was unrolling by itself. Even the sink and shower had turned on full blast. Both hot and cold water were coming out. Jake opened the shower curtain and saw the same boy that he did at the coffee shop. "What do you want from me?" screamed Jake. "Revenge. Revenge on the one that killed us," said the ghost in a multi-layered voice. The ghost grabbed Jake's wrist and started to squeeze them with almost inhuman strength. Jake woke up from his dream. "Oh, thank God. It was just a nightmare," said Jake. Jake reached for the TV and noticed bruises on his wrist, left by the child. But they disappeared in a matter of hours. That night, when Jake was sleeping, he could feel like somebody was sitting on his chest, and it was hard for him to breathe. Jake started coughing, but he was coughing up a strange black substance. "Kill him!" screamed the ghost of the children whom Robbie has killed. It was only another nightmare, but it was a wake-up call for Jake. Jake called Sean up. "Hey Sean, can we see each other?" said Jake. "Yeah, sure man. Are you okay? You sound frantic on the phone," said Sean. "Bro, I just need to see you, and I'll explain everything in person," said Jake. "Okay, you got it, bro," said Sean. Jake hurried and drove to Sean's house. It was in the back of the church. "Thanks for seeing me, man. I needed this," said Jake. "So what's this all about?" said Sean. "Lately, ever since that incident, my life has gotten worse," said Jake. "What incident?" said Sean. Jake told Sean about what happened in the woods. "Damn, bro, that's rough." "Yeah, and since then, I've been seeing shit, man. Look, man, I know you've had some successful exorcism in the past," said Jake. "Shh! Not so loud. My dad doesn't know I do that," said Sean. "Oh, sorry." "Can you help me?" said Jake. For you, I'll try my hardest," said Sean. It was on a weekend, and Robbie was gone with his fellow health nut friends for a full 2-day weekend of just working out. It was full moon, and Sean went to the apartment to get a feel of what was there, and it did not feel pretty. Being there felt like you were walking through a hallway of sharp icicles digging into your skin as you walked. "I don't like this place. It seems Robbie has been doing this for several years. This is what the spirits are telling me," said Sean. "I asked you to help get us revenge on the evil man, and you bring in a clergy to get rid of us?" said the ghost. The ghost pushed Sean out of the room with enough force to break a few ribs, and fell to the floor. Sean got up and ran out. "I am sorry, Jake. This is out of my power. You, and you alone, have to find a way to stop him, or each of his victims will come to you for revenge," said Sean. "And since that day, my life has been hell. I am haunted by each child Robbie kills, for his sick pleasure. I alone will have to find a way to kill Robbie, once and for all. When I do, maybe this night will finally end for me. And maybe the ghost will have some peace and move on," said Jake. The end. Or is it? I have actually written a part 2 to this, but I don't remember where it is on my computer. I can't find it. Tell me what you thought of the story, and what would you do if you were in Jake's shoes? Would you tell the cops, or would you try to kill Robbie yourself?